You know, people often ask me, do you really need 5 monitors? And to that I say, yes. A big problem that new airmen face is they want their work to be fast and efficient. So I'm trying to adopt new technologies as well as old technologies to implement them together so that the Air Force doesn't have to pay millions of dollars for new tech. I'm Senior Airman Tyler Wanke, and I work mission-capable, high-priority assets. If an aircraft cannot get off the ground and we currently do not have an asset on base, I'm the one that is supposed to procure the asset and make sure it gets here in a timely manner. Essential is a program I came up with. It started as a hobby, so that way I wouldn't have to spend a lot of time on monotonous tasks.
Wanke is the most innovative person I've ever met. Every process we have, he automatically starts thinking of a way to make that process better.
I do believe it's important for the Air Force to innovate. We had handheld terminals that were used several years ago, probably decades ago, that never really saw much use because they were so difficult to use. So what I did was I created software for these that allowed users to just take the handheld terminal and go and start working with it. There's no setup required, it's just a single click.
The more tasks that I've been assigned, the more I realize how much Essential has been integrated when it comes to efficiency. When it just comes to the daily processes of pulls and putaways, Essential really improves the process by doing its best to eliminate human errors.
Essential affects our job for the better. It makes everything easier, it streamlines everything. The interface is much user-friendly than it was before. I don't think any process of innovation is an easy process. It's going to take time and patience.
It's difficult to work a full-time job and innovate at the same time, so a lot of what I do has to be done in my free time as a hobby, but I use that hobby to invest in new technologies. The process for submitting the idea came about from other people wanting to submit it for me.
Being an innovator is part of being an airman, so we say Airmen Powered by Innovation. It was a really special day that I had a chance to meet Senior Airman Tyler Wanke. He had designed a software that allowed him to check in all of the deliveries and to quickly report the inventories and to allow us to be able to more quickly get them out the door using his app and the software he had created on his system versus doing it by hand, a process that he was able to squeeze down to minutes versus what would have taken hours. He was excited about it, his teammates were excited about it, readiness was higher, and his squadron commander, group commander wanted me to know about it.
Multiple times a day I'll come to him with things that I need done, or he'll do it for maybe 5 minutes and he'll come up to me and he'll be like, you know what would be a better way of doing it?
Senior Airman Tyler Wanke has a big brain and he loves the technical software. I don't have that skill, but I had the skill to listen and then to support him up the change.
The culture of innovation needs to become part of the culture of the Air Force. Airmen Powered by Innovation is the Air Force's open call for ideas. It's a program that helps airmen voice their ideas to senior leaders of the Air Force. Every airman is frustrated by something within their work. It takes too much time to do something. They have to rework over and over again the same product. There's wasted material, they don't have the material that they need. When they see those as they're learning their job, they'll be able to identify things that frustrate them, and I guarantee they have ideas that are going to eliminate those types of waste.
A big problem that new airmen face is they want their work to be fast and efficient. The older generation, they want the work to remain the same because it's what they've been used to.
If something does your job better, if something's more efficient, and there's not really a downside to it, it's not in the AFI that you can't do it, I don't see why you can't adopt that new process and test it out.
Previous innovations like the mobile fire pump at Goodfellow Air Force Base have cut fire truck maintenance costs by 60%. ACC's munitions integrated tablet has cut IT costs in half. Once an airman has an idea, all they have to do is log on to IdeaScale and submit to the campaign. There's a button in there that says submit idea, and they just have to follow the steps. So once we receive the idea, what we do is evaluate, make sure that we have some questions answered already. In other words, what is the problem that they are trying to solve and what solution have they come up with? Senior Airman Wonky had an idea that basically just improved his job. Without anybody's real permission, he started developing what he wanted to do. He created his own solution. He involved his leadership and the people around him that needed to be involved to develop his essential. Commanders are charged with improving their unit. That's what they're supposed to do. And airmen have a role in that by bringing their commanders ideas to actually improve their unit.